The war ended within hours after humans joined. The stars burned bright over the battlefield of Cythera. Ships of every shape and size floated in space like pieces of a giant puzzle. The coalition forces had been fighting for years, but their ships were worn, and their soldiers were tired. The Varkon Empire, a powerful alien race, had them cornered. Every plan the coalition made failed. Every strike they tried ended in loss. The air inside the command ship of the coalition felt heavy with fear and hopelessness. Captain Jared Collins looked at the holographic map of the battlefield. His eyes were tired. His hand rested on the console as he whispered, "We can't hold much longer." Beside him, Lieutenant Maya Brooks shook her head. "Our ships are not fast enough. Our weapons are weaker. We can't win this way." The command room was quiet except for the soft hum of engines and distant alarms from outside. Suddenly the sensors on the main console blinked. A strange fleet appeared on the edge of Cythera's orbit. It was unlike anything the coalition had seen before. The ships were sleek, fast, and carried a feeling of power that made even the coalition soldiers sit up straight. Lieutenant Maya gasped, "What is that?" "They're human." Captain Collins's eyes widened. "Humans? Are you sure?" Maya nodded. "The signatures match. They're from Earth. The humans. They're here." Jared leaned closer to the console, his hand moving over the holographic controls. "But why now? We've been fighting for years. Why didn't they come before?" A voice came over the communication line. It was calm, firm, and had a confidence the coalition had not heard in a long time. "This is Captain Ethan Moore of the United Earth Fleet. We have come to help you. Stand ready." The command room fell silent. Every officer looked at each other, unsure if they had heard correctly. Humans had never joined the war before. Most of the coalition did not know what to expect. But there was hope now, a small flicker of hope that maybe the war could change. Outside, the human fleet moved fast. Their ships did not form tight lines like the aliens were used to. Instead, they spread out, circling the battlefield in ways that made no sense to anyone watching. Their speed and movement confused the Varkon forces. Inside the lead human ship, Captain Ethan Moore watched the battlefield through the main screen. His tactical officer, Lily Grant, pointed at clusters of Varkon ships. "They're massing near the outer moons. If we strike there, we can divide their fleet." Ethan nodded. "Good. Prepare the strike teams. Owen, I want the engines at full power. No one can predict our speed." Owen Price, the lead engineer, tapped the console. "Engines are ready, Captain." "We'll move faster than they expect." The humans struck first. Their ships appeared in unexpected places, striking quickly at supply lines and communication hubs of the Varkan fleet. The aliens were shocked. They had never seen such speed and unpredictability. Their leaders tried to order a counterattack, but the humans were already gone, moving to another target. Back in the Coalition command room, Captain Collins watched as the Varkon ships fell one by one. His voice trembled slightly. They're good. Better than we imagined." Lieutenant Maya smiled. "They're humans, sir. They think differently. That's why they succeed." On the battlefield, small human strike teams moved in and out of enemy formations. Mia Harper, the human combat strategist, led a team of fighters in one of the smaller ships. She looked at the screens showing enemy movements. "They expect a direct attack," she said. "We'll take the flanks and strike where they are weak." Her co-pilot, Noah Lee, laughed softly. "They won't know what hit them." Mia grinned. "Exactly. The humans were not just fast, they were clever. They used the Varkon's overconfidence against them. Where the aliens thought humans would attack, the humans would appear somewhere else. Where the Varkon thought the humans would retreat, they pressed forward. Every move surprised the aliens." Inside one of the Varkon command ships, General Zarok slammed his clawed hand on the console. "What is happening?" "Our enemies Our plans, they are failing. How can humans do this? His lieutenant, Corvin, bowed low. They are clever, General. Their tactics, they are different, unpredictable. Zarok's eyes narrowed. Prepare the battle squads. We will crush them. I will not let humans interfere in this war. Back with the humans. Ethan Moore studied the battlefield carefully. They're organizing a counterstrike, he said. We need to be ready. Lily, prepare our defense drones. Mia, keep hitting the supply lines. Owen, monitor the engines. The human crew moved like a single organism. Each member knew their task. Each member worked without hesitation. Unlike the alien fleets, where strict hierarchy slowed action, humans adapted fast. They adjusted in seconds, striking where the enemy was weakest. Suddenly, a Varkon warship appeared in front of a Coalition cruiser. The aliens fired massive energy beams. The Coalition cruiser shuddered, and alarms blared. Captain Collins gripped the armrest of his chair. "We're lost," he yelled. But before the beam hit, a human ship appeared between them. The beam struck the human ship, but it quickly deployed energy shields and redirected the attack. The Varkon ship fired again, but the humans moved faster than the aliens could aim. In minutes, the Varkon warship was disabled. Maya Brooks could not hide her amazement. They saved us, with such little effort. Ethan Moore's voice came over the comms. We will not let you fall. Hold your line. We will protect you. The Coalition forces began to see the humans not as strangers, but as saviors. Their morale rose. Soldiers who were tired and hopeless found energy in the humans' actions. They started to fight back with renewed strength, knowing they were not alone. On the human flagship, Lily Grant looked at Ethan. They trust us now, but we need to keep moving. One mistake, and the Varkon will regroup. Ethan nodded. I know. But for the first time, we see hope. And hope is more powerful than any weapon. The humans moved swiftly across Ethera. Every small ship strike caused confusion in the Varkan fleet. Every human tactic was a lesson in unpredictability. The aliens were strong, but they were rigid. They followed rules and patterns. Humans broke patterns, adapted instantly, and used mistakes against them. In the outer sectors, Ava Collins, a communications expert, intercepted Varkon messages. She read them aloud to Ethan. They are panicking. They cannot understand our moves. They are afraid. Ethan smiled slightly. Fear will make them careless. Keep tracking them. We strike when they are weak. Meanwhile, on the front lines, Coalition soldiers looked at the humans fighting. Lieutenant Cara Benson, a Coalition officer, shouted to her troops. Look at them. Humans fight with their minds, not just their weapons. Follow them. The humans were more than soldiers. They were thinkers, planners, and leaders. Every strike was precise, every move calculated. And every move made the aliens question their power. As night fell over the moons of Zythera, the human fleet held positions the aliens could not reach. The Varkon were confused, frustrated, and afraid. And the Coalition forces began to see a chance to turn the tide of the war. Captain Jared Collins looked at the stars, thinking about the humans. They are different. Maybe this war is not lost after all. Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of his ship, watching the alien fleet. He knew the humans were not invincible. They would face danger, and not everyone might survive. But he also knew that their arrival had already changed the war. The enemy underestimated humans, and that mistake could end the war faster than anyone imagined. Part 1 closed with the humans preparing for their next move, ready to strike, and ready to show the galaxy that Earth's people were not to be underestimated. For the first time in years, the Coalition had hope. And for the first time, the Varkon felt fear. Part 2. Humans demonstrate unconventional tactics. The war in Zythera had changed. Where the Coalition had once been afraid, now hope filled the soldiers' hearts. The humans had arrived, and with them came unpredictability. Every Varkon attack seemed to fail before it even began. Captain Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of the human flagship, watching enemy movements on the large holographic map. Lines of Varkon ships shifted in chaotic patterns. "They are trying to organize again," he said quietly, "but we can stay ahead." Lily Grant, his tactical officer, pointed at a cluster of enemy supply ships moving near the asteroid belt. "If we hit them there, we can cut off their reinforcements." Ethan nodded. "Mia, take your strike team and hit that cluster. Noah, support her from above. Owen, make sure all engines are ready for rapid jumps." Mia Harper, sitting in a small strike craft, adjusted her controls. "We'll make this quick. They won't know what hit them." The humans did not attack like the Coalition or the Varkon. They used traps, feints, and unpredictable patterns. Instead of heading straight into battle, they spread across wide areas, hiding behind asteroids, and striking where the enemy least expected. On the Coalition side, Lieutenant Kara Benson watched the strike from her ship. "Look at them," she whispered to her fellow officer. "They think like humans. They don't just attack, they plan, they trick, and they adapt." The Varkon fleet, confident at first, tried to anticipate human moves. General Zarok watched his monitors with fury. "They move too fast. They are everywhere at once. How can one species do this?" Corvin, his lieutenant, answered cautiously. "They are not like us. They see patterns we cannot. They change instantly when things go wrong." Zarok bared his teeth in anger. "Then we crush them before they teach our soldiers how to think differently." Meanwhile, on the human strike craft, Mia Harper's team moved in and out of the asteroid field, using it as cover. Varkan ships tried to fire, but the humans were too quick. They destroyed supply ships and disabled communications satellites. Every move slowed the enemy, and every move increased Coalition morale. Mia's co-pilot, Noah Lee, grinned. "They don't know we're coming until it's too late." Mia laughed softly. "That's the advantage of thinking differently. They expect straight attacks. We give them surprises." Back on the flagship, Ethan watched the battle unfold. "We need to keep moving. Their forces will regroup soon. Lily, prepare the next strike. Owen, check our engines. We must stay faster than them at all times." Owen tapped rapidly on his console. "Engines are ready, Captain. They won't see us coming." At the same time, Coalition soldiers cheered as the humans disabled Varkon warships. Captain Jared Collins stood on his bridge, looking at the human tactics. "They are changing the battle," he said softly. "I can't believe how fast they adapt. Every move is precise. Every strike, perfect." Lieutenant Maya Brooks nodded. "They are different. Humans are not just strong. They are clever. That cleverness is worth more than all our weapons combined." The humans continued their attacks. They fired massive weapons at human fleets, expecting to destroy them quickly. But humans were always one step ahead. Lily Grant coordinated defensive maneuvers. Energy shields went up, decoys were deployed, and counterattacks struck the Varkon in weak points. Even the Varkon leaders began to doubt themselves. "Why do humans fight like this?" Corvin asked. "They are too clever, too fast. They think in ways we cannot understand." Zarok bared his teeth. "Then we must destroy them before they teach anyone else." Meanwhile, the humans prepared a bold move. Ethan Moore stood on the bridge, looking at the Varkon formations. "They are grouping too tightly. That is a mistake. We can split their forces." Lily nodded. "I will coordinate a strike on their flanks. Mia, take your team. Noah, support. Owen, make sure all systems are ready for rapid jumps." The human strike team moved like shadows. They appeared suddenly on the sides of the Varkon fleet, disabling weapons and shields. The enemy could not respond quickly enough. Every strike was precise, every movement unexpected. Coalition soldiers watched in awe. Lieutenant Kara Benson whispered, "They are unstoppable. Every attack is perfect. They make us believe we can win." At the same time, Ava Collins monitored enemy communications. "They are confused. Their commanders are shouting orders, but no one listens. They do not know where the humans will strike next. Ethan Moore's voice came over the comms. Keep pressure on them. We are showing them that humans are different, that difference can change the war. The Varkon tried a final push. General Zarok personally commanded a squadron to intercept humans. They charged straight into human decoys, thinking they would crush them. Instead, humans had anticipated this. Mia Harper's team struck from behind, disabling the enemy flagship in minutes. Zarok growled in frustration. Impossible! How can humans do this? They are everywhere, yet nowhere. They are fast, clever, and fearless. Corvin bowed his head. We cannot win if we continue like this, General. They are teaching us a new kind of war, one we cannot fight. Back with the humans, Ethan watched the battle calm down. They are breaking. Keep pushing. We must not stop now. Lily Grant smiled. The coalition is learning too. Our actions inspire them. They see how to fight differently. Mia Harper leaned back in her chair. We are not just fighting for victory. We are showing them a new way to fight, a way that no one expected. Noah Lee grinned. And it works every time. As the stars of Zithara twinkled in the distance, the humans continued their unconventional attacks. Every strike caused confusion. Every movement inspired hope. The Varkon were strong, but they were rigid. Humans were clever, flexible, and fearless. For the first time in years, the coalition began to believe that victory was possible. And for the first time, the Varkon realized that the humans were not just another species. They were something new, something dangerous, and something they could not easily defeat. The humans prepared for the next phase of battle. They would continue to strike, to teach, and to lead. Their presence alone had already changed the course of the war, and the galaxy was beginning to notice. The war had shifted, and the humans had shown their power, thinking differently, moving unpredictably, and fighting with courage could overcome even the strongest enemy. The battlefield of Zithara was alive with movement. Ships zoomed across space, lasers and energy beams cutting through the darkness. The coalition fleet, once beaten and fearful, now moved with renewed confidence. Humans had shown them a new way to fight, and hope was growing like a fire in frozen ground. Captain Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of the human flagship. His eyes scanned the holographic display, tracking enemy positions. They are regrouping near the outer moons, he said. We cannot let them organize again. Lily Grant, his tactical officer, pointed at a Varkon cluster. They are concentrating their fleet here. If we strike the center, we can split their forces and take control of this sector. Ethan nodded. Good. Mia, Noah, take your teams. Owen, prepare all systems for quick jumps. Ava, keep monitoring their communications. We need to know everything they plan. Mia Harper smiled as she prepared her small strike craft. Finally, a chance to hit them where it hurts most. Noah Lee laughed. They will never see us coming. The humans had learned the enemy well. They knew where the Varkon were strongest and where they were weak. Unlike the coalition, which often moved in predictable patterns, humans acted quickly, changed tactics on the fly, and took risks others would avoid. The Varkon fleet, confident at first, was beginning to realize that humans were not just another enemy. They were unpredictable, clever, and fearless. General Zarok pounded the console with his claws. How can humans do this? Every attack is unexpected. They strike where we are weakest. Corvin, his lieutenant, frowned. They are more than strong, General. They think differently. They adapt faster than our best strategist can plan. Zarok bared his teeth. We will crush them. We must strike their leaders first. If we destroy them, the humans will fall apart. Meanwhile, Ethan Moore made his plan. We will not fight like the Varkon expect. We will divide their fleet and attack from multiple angles. Our goal is their command ships. Hit them, and the rest will fall apart. Lily Grant prepared the strategy. We will send decoy fleets to draw their attention. Then our main strike team hits the command ships from behind. Owen, make sure the engines can handle rapid jumps. We cannot be caught off guard. Owen Price tapped his console. All engines ready, Captain. We can move faster than they can track us. The human fleet moved with speed and precision. They were not just attacking. They were teaching the coalition how to fight. Lieutenant Cara Benson watched the humans in awe. Look at them, she said softly. They are not just soldiers. They are leaders, thinkers, and fighters. We should follow their example. Coalition soldiers nodded. For the first time in years, they felt they could fight alongside the humans, not just as helpers, but as partners. Mia Harper's team approached the outer moons. Varkan ships moved to intercept, thinking they could crush the small human strike team. But the humans were ready. They split into multiple small groups, attacking from different directions at the same time. Every move was calculated, every strike precise. Noah Lee grinned. They don't even know where to aim. They can't stop us, Mia laughed. We are everywhere at once, but nowhere at the same time. The coalition fleet followed the humans, learning from their tactics. Where they had once moved in straight lines, they now used cover, feints, and flanking maneuvers. The Varkan fleet began to falter. Ships collided in space, energy beams missed their targets, and enemy formations broke apart. Inside the human flagship, Ava Collins intercepted Varkan communications. They are panicking. General Zarok is trying to reorganize, but his orders are ignored. They don't know where we will strike next. Ethan Moore nodded. Good. Keep monitoring. We will hit them where it counts. The humans were not just attacking, they were teaching a lesson. Every move inspired coalition soldiers. Every strike showed that courage and intelligence could defeat brute strength. Mia Harper's team reached the command ships of the Varkan fleet. The enemy had concentrated their strongest ships here, thinking this would protect them from humans. They were wrong. The humans split into small teams, each attacking different weak points. Shields were breached, weapons were destroyed, and chaos spread among the Varkan ranks. Noah Lee's craft darted between enemy ships, striking quickly before disappearing. They can't keep up, he said with a laugh. Mia Harper smiled. That's the advantage of thinking differently. They cannot predict us. Back on the human flagship, Ethan watched as the enemy fleet collapsed. They are losing control. Keep pressure on them. We cannot stop now. Lily Grant nodded. The coalition is following. We are showing them how to fight. By the end of this battle, they will understand a new way to win. The Varkan leaders panicked. General Zarek slammed his claws on the console. Impossible. How can humans be everywhere at once? How can they strike with such precision? Corbin looked worried. They are not like us, General. They do not fight like any enemy we have faced. They think, adapt, and learn too fast. Zarok growled. We will not lose. I will command personally. I will destroy them myself. But even Zarok could not stop the humans. Ethan Moore coordinated the final strike. Decoys distracted the Varkan ships, while human teams attacked their command centers. The alien fleet began to collapse from the inside. Ships were destroyed, weapons failed, and communications were lost. Coalition soldiers cheered as they saw the Varkan fleet break apart. Lieutenant Cara Benson shouted, "We can win! Follow the humans!" The human fleet moved carefully, striking quickly, and avoiding unnecessary risks. They were leaders, showing courage and intelligence at every moment. Inside the command ships, Varkan officers tried to organize a defense, but their own soldiers were confused. Every move they made was anticipated by the humans. Every plan failed. Mia Harper's team destroyed the last defense shield protecting the central Varkan command ship. Noah Lee prepared the final strike. "This ends now," he said. Mia nodded. "We finish this. We do it for the coalition, for the galaxy, and for humanity." With a precise maneuver, the humans disabled the Varkan command ship. Chaos spread through the alien fleet. Without their leaders, ships turned on each other, ran into obstacles, or fled in panic. The once powerful Varkan fleet was collapsing. Captain Jared Collins looked at the destruction from his ship. "I cannot believe it," he said. "The humans, they have turned the tide of the war in hours. What took us years, they did in moments." Lieutenant Maya Brooks nodded. "It is their thinking, not just their strength. Humans see the battlefield differently. They act faster and smarter than anyone else." Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of his ship watching the battlefield. "This is only the beginning. We have shown what humans can do. But we must continue to lead, to inspire, and to strike where it matters most." Lily Grant smiled. "The Coalition is learning. They will fight differently now. We are changing more than just this battle. We are changing the war itself." Mia Harper looked at the stars and said quietly, "The Varkon will never underestimate humans again." Noah Lee laughed softly. "Good. They should be afraid. Fear makes mistakes." The Coalition fleet moved forward with confidence, following the humans' lead. Every ship, every soldier, was inspired by the courage and intelligence of the newcomers. The humans were not just allies. They were teachers, leaders, and heroes. In the darkness of space, the Varkon fleet fled. Ships that had once seemed unstoppable were now scattered and broken. Their commanders realized that humans were not just strong, they were clever, fast, and fearless. Captain Ethan Moore looked at the remaining enemy ships. "We are not finished," he said. "We will continue to strike. The war will end, and we will show the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated." Lily Grant nodded. "They will remember this day. The day humans changed the war." Mia Harper smiled. "And we will not stop until it is over." Noah Lee laughed. "The Varkon will think twice before fighting humans again." The stars of Zithara twinkled as the human fleet moved forward. The Coalition followed, inspired and ready. The war had shifted. Humans had shown their power, and the enemy had begun to fear them. The tide of the war had changed. The humans had turned it with intelligence, courage, and unpredictability, and the galaxy was beginning to take notice. For the first time, victory seemed possible, and humans had proven that thinking differently, striking smartly, and fighting fearlessly could overcome even the strongest enemy. The battlefield of Zithara was filled with chaos. The Varkon fleet, once a perfectly organized force, was now scattered and broken. The humans had turned the tide, striking with intelligence and precision that the aliens could not understand. But the war was not over. The most dangerous challenge still awaited them, the Varkon High Command. Captain Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of the human flagship. His eyes were fixed on the central Varkon command ships. "This is it," he said quietly. "We strike the leadership, and the rest will collapse." Lily Grant, his tactical officer, nodded. "They will put everything they have into defending these ships. We must be precise, fast, and ready for anything." Owen Price, the lead engineer, checked the engines one last time. "Systems are ready. We can move faster than they expect. Nothing will stop us if we keep to the plan." Mia Harper, leading a strike team in one of the smaller ships, smiled. "They think their command ships are safe. They are wrong. We strike smart, we strike fast, and we end this." Noah Lee grinned. "They won't even know what hit them." As the humans moved closer, General Zarok watched from the bridge of the central command ship. His eyes burned with rage. "They are coming for us," he hissed. "Corvin, ready the squads. This time we destroy them, or we die trying." Corvin bowed. "We will not fail, General. But they are clever. We must be careful." Zarok's claws slammed on the console. "Careful is not enough. Kill them before they reach us." The human fleet approached from multiple directions. Decoy ships appeared in some sectors, while the main strike team moved quietly behind the enemy lines. The Varkan fired energy beams and missiles, but the humans moved unpredictably, avoiding every attack. Shields deflected strikes, and evasive maneuvers kept them safe. Inside the human flagship, Ethan Moore watched carefully. Lily, coordinate the decoys. Mia and Noah strike the left flank of the command ships. Owen, keep our engines ready for rapid jumps. Ava, monitor enemy communications. See every move they make. Lily nodded. Decoys are in position. They are moving exactly as we predicted. The enemy is reacting to our fake attacks. Mia Harper's team approached the flank. We move now, she said. Attack all weapon systems simultaneously. Noah Lee pressed the controls. On my mark, now. Small human strike ships darted forward. Energy beams shot out, disabling weapons and shields. The Varkan fleet tried to respond, but humans moved faster than they could aim. Every attack was precise. Every strike was unexpected. On the bridge of the Varkan command ship, Zarok roared in anger. Impossible. How can they destroy everything so fast? They, everywhere at once. Corvin glanced at him nervously. General, their tactics are unlike anything we have faced. They anticipate every move. Zarok bared his teeth. Then we must be even faster. Send all squadrons. Fire everything. But the humans had already prepared for that. Ethan Moore gave his orders calmly. Activate countermeasures, deflect their fire, and strike their engines. Focus on the command ship's weak points. Owen Price adjusted the energy shields. Shields up. Weapon systems ready. They cannot hit us. The human fleet struck the Varkan command ship with everything they had. Missiles and lasers disabled shields, jammed communications, and damaged engines. The Varkan soldiers inside panicked as alarms blared. Mia Harper's strike team darted through the chaos. Target the engines and weapons systems, she said. Leave nothing for them to fight back. Noah Lee grinned. They won't know what hit them. The Varkan fleet tried to fight back, but without leadership, confusion spread. Ships collided, fired at each other by mistake, and fell apart. Zarok's orders went ignored as fear spread among the ranks. Captain Jared Collins watched from the coalition ship. The humans, they are unstoppable. They strike with speed, precision, and courage. The Varkan have no chance. Lieutenant Maya Brooks nodded. It is not just their weapons. Humans fight with their minds. They think faster than the enemy can react. That is why they succeed. Inside the command ship, Zarok was furious. I will not let them win. Corvin, focus all firepower on the largest human ship. Destroy it. Carvin looked uneasy. General, it will be difficult. Their shields are strong, and their fleet is moving too fast. Zarok's eyes narrowed. Do it anyway. We cannot fail. But even as the Varkan fired, the humans were already moving. Ethan Moore gave his final command. Strike all weak points at once. Avoid their fire. Focus on the command center. This ends now. Mia Harper led her team in a final daring maneuver. They darted around the command ship, hitting engines, weapons, and communication arrays. The ship shook under the attacks. Alarms blared. Smoke filled the corridors. Noah Lee laughed softly. They can't stop us now. Inside the Varkan command ship, General Zarok roared in fury. Impossible! We were strong! We were the best! How can humans do this? Corvin shook his head. They are not just strong, they are clever, fearless, and adaptable. We cannot match them. The human fleet struck one final blow. The command ship's engines failed, and its weapons went offline. The remaining Varkan ships lost all coordination. Chaos spread, and their forces collapsed. Captain Ethan Moore looked at the battlefield. The command ship is disabled. The rest of the fleet is falling apart. Prepare to secure the area. Lily Grant nodded. Coalition forces are ready. We can take control. Mia Harper's strike team moved carefully among the debris, ensuring no Varkan ships could regroup. Noah Lee kept his eyes on the last few active weapons. Everything is under control. he said. On the coalition side, Captain Jared Collins cheered. They have done it. Humans have destroyed the Varkon leadership. Lieutenant Maya Brooks smiled. The war will never be the same. Humans have shown what cleverness, courage, and teamwork can do. General Zarok, defeated and trapped, could only watch. His once great fleet lay in ruins. We were defeated by humans, he whispered, unable to believe it. Corvin bowed his head. It is over, General. They are too strong, too clever, and too fearless. Ethan Moore stood on the bridge, looking at the collapsed Varkon fleet. This battle is won. But we must ensure peace and protect the coalition. We have shown what humans can do, but we must also lead responsibly. Lily Grant smiled. The coalition has learned from us. They will fight differently now, and they will never forget this day. Mia Harper looked at the stars. We have struck the heart of the enemy. They will think twice before underestimating humans again. Noah Lee grinned. Good. Fear makes them weak, and cleverness makes us strong. The coalition ships moved forward, securing the remaining Varkon forces. Soldiers who had once feared defeat now celebrated victory. Humans had not only fought, they had led, inspired, and changed the way the war was fought. Captain Jared Collins watched the human fleet. They are not just allies. They are leaders, heroes, and teachers. We have learned more in these hours than we could in years, Lieutenant Maya Brooks nodded. And we will carry this knowledge forward. Humans have changed the war, and the galaxy will never forget it. Ethan Moore looked at the horizon of space, calm but alert. We have won this battle, but the war is not over. There may be other challenges ahead. We must stay ready. Lily Grant placed a hand on his shoulder. We will face whatever comes next together. Mia Harper smiled. For now we celebrate. The Varkon leadership is gone. Their fleet is broken. The coalition is safe, and humans have proven their strength. Noah Lee laughed softly. And we did it in style. The stars of Zithara twinkled as the human fleet moved among the remnants of the Varkon command ships. The enemy had been defeated, not just by weapons, but by intelligence, courage, and unity. Humans had faced the alien leadership and won. For the first time in generations, the coalition could see a future without fear, and for the first time, the Varkon realized that humans were a force that could not be ignored, outsmarted, or defeated easily. The battle was over, but the story of human courage and cleverness had just begun. The battlefield of Zithara was quiet in some areas, but chaos still reigned in others. The Varkon fleet had lost its leadership. Its ships were scattered, damaged, and confused. Ethan nodded. Then we finish it. No mistakes. The humans launched their final assault. Small strike ships like Mia Harper's team moved quickly, disabling engines and weapons. Larger ships coordinated to cut off escape routes. Electronic jamming prevented communications. In less than an hour, most of the remaining Varkon ships were disabled or captured. Noah Lee laughed as they saw another enemy ship go down. They don't even know which way to run. Mia Harper smiled. Every move we made, they were one step behind. This is the advantage of thinking differently. In space, coalition forces watched in awe. Captain Jared Collins shouted with excitement. They are finishing it. Humans have done in hours what we could not do in years. Lieutenant Maya Brooks added. It's their mind, not just their weapons. They adapt, they anticipate, they inspire. That is why the enemy falls so fast. The final Varkon leaders tried to fight back. General Zarok sat on the bridge of his remaining flagship. His claws shook with frustration. Impossible. We were the strongest. How can humans do this? Corvin looked at him quietly. General, we cannot win. They are cleverer, faster, and braver than anyone we have faced. Zarok bared his teeth. Then we surrender, for now. But humans, we will remember you. Ethan Moore's voice came over the comms again. Lay down your weapons. The war is over. Surrender peacefully, and your lives will be spared. One by one, the remaining Varkon ships powered down. Weapons went silent, engines cooled. Their fleets floated lifelessly in space. The war that had lasted for years ended in hours after humans had joined. The coalition ships cheered. Soldiers hugged each other, tears in their eyes. Captain Jared Collins said, "I cannot believe it. Humans arrived, and the war is over. We owe them everything." Lieutenant Maya Brooks nodded. Not just their strength. It is their thinking, their courage, their leadership. They changed the course of the war. On the human flagship, Ethan Moore watched as the last Varkan ship surrendered. "It is done," he said quietly. "The war is over, but now we must make sure peace holds. We have power, but we must use it wisely." Lily Grant placed a hand on his shoulder. "The coalition will follow our example. We have shown them how to fight, how to lead, and how to inspire." Mia Harper smiled at the sight of Varkon ships surrendering. They fought bravely, but they underestimated humans. That mistake ended the war in hours. Noah Lee grinned, and they will never forget it. Owen Price adjusted the energy shields on the remaining coalition ships. "Everything is secure. No Varkon ship can move without our knowledge. The coalition is safe." Captain Jared Collins spoke to the human leaders. "You have not only saved the coalition, but the galaxy itself. Your courage, intelligence, and leadership ended the war in hours. Humanity is a force that cannot be ignored." Ethan Moore nodded humbly. "We did what we had to do. The coalition fought with us, and they will continue to protect the galaxy. Humans have only shown what is possible when courage meets intelligence." Lieutenant Maya Brooks smiled. "You taught us more than any battle manual could. We will remember these lessons forever." The remaining Varkon leaders were escorted to coalition ships. They were shocked at the human strength, speed, and intelligence. For the first time, they realized that humans were not just another species. They were a new power in the galaxy. Mia Harper looked at the stars, thinking quietly, "We have proven ourselves, but this is only the beginning. The galaxy will know that humans are clever, brave, and unstoppable when united." Noah Lee nodded. "And they will think twice before fighting us again." The coalition fleet began repairing their ships. Humans helped wherever needed, showing not only strength in battle but skill, care, and leadership. Soldiers who had once feared defeat now felt inspired, ready to rebuild and ready to defend peace. Captain Jared Collins addressed his fleet. Humans arrived and the war ended in hours. They are not just fighters, they are leaders. We have learned from them. We will rebuild, stronger than ever. Lieutenant Maya Brooks added, "Their tactics, courage, and teamwork have changed the way we fight forever. The galaxy owes them gratitude." Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of the human flagship, looking at the stars. "The Varkon will not forget today. But neither will the coalition. We have shown that humanity can think, adapt, and fight with courage unmatched by any other. This is the start of a new era." Lily Grant smiled, "And we will continue to lead when needed. But today we celebrate a victory that seemed impossible." Mia Harper laughed softly. The war that took years ended in hours. Humans arrived and the impossible became reality. Noah Lee grinned. "And they will never underestimate us again." The stars over Zithara shone brighter as the coalition and human fleets moved among the surrendered Varkon ships. The war was over. Humanity had proven its courage, intelligence, and leadership. Captain Jared Collins shook Ethan Moore's hand. "On behalf of the coalition, thank you. The galaxy owes you everything." Ethan smiled humbly. "We did what we had to do. The galaxy is safer now. That is all that matters." The remaining Varkon ships were captured and secured. The coalition and humans worked together to repair damage and ensure no enemy force could rise again. Soldiers celebrated, and for the first time in generations, Zithara's skies were peaceful. Mia Harper looked at the stars. We have shown what humans can do when united. The galaxy will never forget this day. Noah Lee nodded. And if they try to fight us again, they will remember the price of underestimating humanity. Ethan Moore turned to his crew. This is more than a victory. It is a lesson for the galaxy. Courage, intelligence, and teamwork can overcome any enemy, no matter how strong. The war is over, but the legacy of humans has only begun. Lily Grant placed her hand on his shoulder. We will face new challenges, but today we celebrate. Today we have changed history. The fleet moved among the stars, carrying the coalition and humans alike. Zithra would never forget the day that humans joined, and the war that had lasted for years ended in hours. Humanity had proven its strength, not just in weapons, but in thinking, courage, and unity. The galaxy was watching, and a new chapter for humans had begun. The humans had struck with intelligence and courage, but there was still work to do. The war was not fully over yet. Captain Ethan Moore stood on the bridge of the human flagship, watching the remaining enemy ships through the main viewport. We have broken their leadership, he said. Now we finish this. We cannot let them regroup. Lily Grant, his tactical officer, nodded. Their command is gone, but some squads are still fighting. We strike smart and fast, and this war ends. Owen Price, checking the engines, said, all systems ready. We can jump to any position in seconds. The rest of their fleet won't know what hits them. Mia Harper adjusted her helmet and checked her controls. We go for the remaining warships and supply lines. They cannot escape. Noah Lee grinned. Let's show them why humans are different. The human fleet moved like a shadow across space. Decoy ships appeared in one sector, drawing enemy fire while the main fleet struck the weak points. Every human ship knew its role. Every strike was coordinated with precision. The remaining Varkon officers tried to regroup their forces, but without command, chaos spread quickly. Some ships collided with each other. Others ran into asteroids while trying to flee. Communications were jammed by the humans' electronic systems, leaving the aliens blind and confused. Inside one Varkon ship, a young officer yelled, "We cannot fight. We do not know where the humans are. We are lost." On the human flagship, Ethan Moore's calm voice came over the comms. This is your last chance. Surrender now, and no more lives need to be lost. There was silence. The Varkon had never been confronted like this. Fear and confusion filled their ranks. They realized humans were not just brave. They were clever, adaptable, and fearless. Lily Grant spoke softly to Ethan. They will surrender if we continue striking the remaining fleet. They cannot fight without leaders. Ava Collins, the communications expert, intercepted enemy transmissions. She read aloud to Ethan and Lily. They are panicking. The Varkon fleet is breaking formation. They cannot predict our moves. They think we are everywhere at once. Ethan smiled. Good. Keep monitoring them. We will strike where it matters most. In the Varkon command center, Zarok slammed his clawed hands on the console. They are too clever. How can humans be faster, smarter, and more organized than our best soldiers? Corvin, tell me our options. Corvin bowed. We can reorganize the fleet, General, but it may not be enough. They anticipate every move. Zarok growled. Then we fight differently. We will not lose to humans. We will adapt too. Back in space, humans prepared their next strategy. Unlike the Varkon, who relied on strength and strict orders, humans used creativity and flexibility. They set up fake attacks, sending decoy ships to one sector while real forces attacked elsewhere. The Varkon fell for every trick. Mia Harper led a group of small strike ships into a sector filled with energy mines. They moved carefully, drawing the Varkon fleet in. As expected, the enemy pursued, thinking they could trap the humans. Suddenly, the mines detonated, destroying several enemy ships. The humans had planned it perfectly. Noah Lee laughed as they watched the destruction. They never learn. Every time we move, they fall for it. Mia shook her head with a smile. We just keep changing. They can't keep up. That's why humans win. At the coalition base, Captain Jared Collins reported to his soldiers, "Follow the humans. They show us the way. Watch how they think, how they move. Today we learn from them." Soldiers nodded, feeling hope for the first time in years. The human presence was more than help. It was inspiration. The Varkon, frustrated and confused, tried to respond.